Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. Welcome to our next and getting close to the end of July Journaling Joy. I hope you've been enjoying these suggestions. Thank you for those of you who have commented so far. These mostly have been things that work well for me, or ideas I've enjoyed trying. So today I wanted to show you another thing that's really worked well for me, and that is to kind of have a central gathering, holding receptacle to the things you journal with most often. I happen to have this Delphonics utility pouch. It's the medium size. It says it has 15 pockets. I ordered this, of course, from Amazon, like so many things. This has been a super handy, well-used item. When I first started using it, I had my Bible journaling, everyday type journaling things in here. I would take it off of a shelf, set it down on the kitchen table, and use that, and then put it away when I was done. But since starting Bible journaling and the kind of journaling I do now, which has been, like I said, I think 4 or so years, I've kind of grown with my supplies. So this was good at first. I was happy to have it, and I still am, but kind of things have grown and multiplied, and so I have an area now, and I have one of those rolling carts with the 3 shelves. But this is the thing that holds my basic writing utensils. So let me show you. Let's start with the back. Nothing here because this always faces away from me when it's in the cart. So if I just wheel my cart over to the table so that everything's handy for, say, doing a Bible journaling page or maybe working on something with junk journaling, everything's kind of more or less right there. So those don't get used, but they are there, and this is a super handy pouch to have. I think it would be fun to have it where it could be zipped shut and a little more contained, but I really haven't had a need to do that. I don't typically, if ever, go anywhere to do the kind of journaling stuff I do. I always do that from home. So I probably would never need to bring this also. So this works well. You would not have to have a pouch like this. You could use maybe a tote bag folded down, or maybe a shopping bag that's a little heftier. Maybe cut that off or something. Kind of, I like to say, think of what you have on hand and try to use those things before purchasing something, because you might not end up liking that style, and then you've bought something and maybe spent money on something you don't really like. That is something that I say out of experience, because too often I've not followed my own advice. A basket would work well, but the idea is just to have all your handy things together. So what do I have in here? I have pouches in my pouch. So I made a lot of these, and I've done videos on that. These are shopping bags that kind of have that crinkly texture. It's some kind of plastic, I suppose. Joann's has them, Trader Joe's, I'm sure countless other places, but I have them for different things. So this little pouch is kind of an all-purpose one, I guess you could say. It's got a number stencil, pencils I use primarily for Bible journaling. I'll sketch in something to get a general idea, and then I can erase it when I'm done. I keep my trusty black pens in here. Most of these are the Sharpies, which I've talked about. I use those all the time in my Bible. When I was just journaling before getting into fountain pens, though, I liked to use this Papermate Profile. This one's almost empty. Both of these, let's see, these are the same, both almost empty. And then my favorite everyday type gel pen is this Pilot G2 number 10. It's a thicker line, which has always been my favorite, the thick line, except for writing in my Bible. I like to use the Sharpies. And then this is very sweet. My son Drew got this for me several years ago, but he won it as a prize, or he had a prize drawing thing, and he picked this out for me. They're little colored pencils. So sweet. Oh, when kids do things like that, it's just so awesome. They have such tender hearts. And then here I have just taken stretchy elastic, and these are my favorite colored pencil Prismacolors. There's a couple different sizes. These are the premier ones. I use these all the time in Bible journaling too, especially when I first started out. I've kind of maybe done a few other things more recently, but I mean, this was my world, you know, for a while. This is all I had, and then of course washi coming out of my ears. Then I got into other things, so that's not really that. Here I have a number of these, a couple miscellaneous things in here, but most of them are the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pens with the brush tip. That's what those look like. Be nice to see it if you're not familiar. And I like to occasionally play around with like that hand lettering stuff. I really enjoy that, but I haven't committed myself to becoming an expert at it. So I don't know that I ever will be really good at it because I don't do it often enough, but it's fun. And these are just a few extra. Le Pen, I like the color of this one. Ochre. Don't use that a lot. I don't really like how it writes that much. And then this is another Sharpie. This one is just kept here in the front because I know it's a fresh one and it'll write nice and bold. Another miscellaneous pen from Operation Christmas Child. And here I have some whiteout. I want to buy one of those whiteout type tape runner sort of things, but I don't want to buy it while I'm still using these. So these work fine, but I think the disadvantage is they take a little longer to dry. And then I have one of my Tombow glues in here. All this, like I said, really kind of goes back to the Bible journaling, start of that journey. A wrench. Seems random, but that is for my IKEA cart. It came with this, and I guess somehow you can tighten the wheels or something when they get loose. I was looking for that the other day, and I forgot where I put it. Now I know. So convenient, I forgot where it was. Inside here, I have a extra refill for my Dymo, that thing you click for making the letters. It came with a black roll. There's a black one in there, and then it also came with this. So I don't think I'll like the red as much. I like the black. It's more of an all-purpose tape or whatever you call these, label tape. But the red I think would be fun for a December daily. And then the nice two-sided tape from Joann's. Gosh, what was that, like $1 or $2, $3 maybe? I use that fairly often. I like the tape runner. It's quicker, but that works really well. Somebody just chimed a message to me. Let's see. In another handy-dandy homemade pouch, I have my... Okay, they're mild liners. I just want to point out, these things are called mild liners, but for the longest time I was calling them mid liners because for some reason that just seemed easier to say, or I thought that's what it said. And then I heard people talking about them on YouTube videos, and they're like, take your mild liner. I'm like, mild liner? It's not mild liner, it's mid liner. And then I look at it, I'm like, oh, it is mild liner. I guess the idea is perhaps the colors are more mild. I don't know. If you're not familiar with these, they have a fine tip and a broad, so they're really good for highlighting or underlining. I really like these a lot. And when I got my, started my new planner set up, I switched over to a Jabun Techo, I think it is, in the B6 size. I thought these would be fun for color coding. I have found that a system that's too intricate, I don't keep with. I still use these, but I rarely use them in my planning. I don't need to plan that much, I'm discovering. I just need to write things down and cross them off and know what's coming. So a color system for that is a little cumbersome for me in the way I typically run the household and do life. But it's fun. Like sometimes I just like to do it because it's fun, or it helps me notice something maybe I need to remember, but I just don't need to do that every day. These are awesome. This is another pouch. These are all little homemade pouches. So that might be another secondary inspiration for the day, is make yourself some pouches that will hold your things in an organized fashion. If I had all this in here without these little mini pouches, I would go crazy and it would drive me nuts. And it would feel like a crayon box where you just have to shuffle through everything. And I don't want to do that. I want to know where each pen is, the type of pen when I need it, and I can grab it. But these are really fun for adding a sparkle effect to any journaling. Sometimes I'll, I think I've talked about this, but I'll like say do the number 5 if it's the 5th of the month. And then I'll color in the, so I'll use the number stencil, do the number 5 or whatever in black, and then go back and color them in. I love this gold. And then this orange one. These are bold line ones, and they're just called Pentel Sparkle Pens. This makes almost like a coppery color. It's super pretty. A few of these I have in there are not Pentels. They're these Uniball Signos, and they work fairly well too, but I prefer the Pentel ones. But they're fun. They add a nice little, like I said, just the sparkle is really fun, a metallic almost kind of effect, but with shimmer to it. Another pouch, another homemade pouch, and this, I was thinking this was something else. These are the Jelly Roll pens. Again, bought them for Bible journaling, for adding color. They're more of a fine tip, sparkly marker. And I like them, but I don't like them as well as maybe using these, but I think the purposes are different. So I would not rebuy these. I don't like them all that much. What I do like though is the Jelly Roll clear ones that make just a little spot of sparkle without color. And then there's a white one too. And then I keep, yeah, here it is in my hand. I love the white for adding dimension to a page, or more texture, I guess is a way of looking at it, where you just do little dots here and there on a darker color, and it just adds some depth. And then this is, if I could read, it'd be nice. This is the Uniball Signo white pen. Some people like some better than the others. I feel like I've had pretty good luck with both of them, so I wouldn't strongly advocate one over the other. As you can see, I'm a little overstocked on a couple of those. I think because they came in packages where you couldn't just buy one. Just a little side note, handy tip, I guess you could say, would be to have your favorite white pen though, and your favorite black pen. I think those are just kind of foundational to any kind of journaling. And if you like to use craft paper or black paper, I had a traveler's notebook insert that had black pages, and it was really neat looking, but a little bit more difficult to write with. So the white on that was kind of like a chalkboard effect, and that's really neat. I also liked scrapbooking, journaling on, I'm looking to see if I have one. I do. I think I showed it the other day. On this craft paper. And the white is super neat on that. So I would suggest that, especially if you're just starting out with junk journaling or Bible journaling or journaling of any sort. I think those are good pens to have if you're going to mix up your paper types. And then I just have my extra Sharpies here. I have a different kind of pouch I made, and this has my little Bible bingo cards. The idea of this was to help you think outside the box and don't fall into a creative rut. And I appreciate the thought. So paint supplies, use a color you're not generally comfortable with, use a hole punch, and so on. I think that's good when you need a little shot in the arm, need some ideas. But I also think there's something to be said for journaling in a way that you enjoy, that comes natural and is pleasurable to you. But sometimes we like to challenge ourselves too. And in here is a stray butterfly. He broke off of my butterfly stickers. So I think I've shown it all. My Tim Holtz craft scissors. I keep here's another. Oh yeah, that's that guy. Paintbrush type things. On the rare time that I like to mess around with watercolors, or the Neo colors can be activated by water, and some of the stamp pad inks can be as well. So I like that handy. This has water in it now. Looks kind of like it needs to be freshened up, but it's handy there if I need it. So there's my July journaling joy tip for the 25th of July. Just use what you have, or find something in the house. Buy it if you want, but certainly you could kind of take an idea like this, and if it seems like a handy tip for you, you could probably come up with things to use at home. You could even take a basket and put in little mugs or cups that you're not using and separate out your pens. I, of course, enjoy being creative and making things, and I wanted to use these plastic shopping bags as I had seen in other crafts on YouTube, and I adapted it to something that worked well for me and my style of journaling. So hopefully that's helpful and inspirational. Hope you're having a great day, and we will see you soon with the next July journaling joy. Oh, and ink of the week. So talk to you soon. Bye.